What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. You know, I'm driving down the road, of course. This is that opportunity where I love being one with the road because it gives my brain just time to just wander. You know, of course, you're wandering and you're not wandering on the road. You're wandering, of course, you know, as you're going through the road, but it's very therapeutic for me, and it gives me a chance to really think. And, you know, usually I'm not listening to music and things like that. I might listen to some of the talking heads with satellite, you know, radio and stuff like that, just to hear what they have to say. And in listening to some of these people and things, the thing that people will say is, the big thing right now with Ceedee Lamb. Ceedee Lamb, is he a number one wide receiver? And they'll say, just because a guy is decent as a number two, doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be great as a number one. And they point to guys like, you'll say, Alvin Harper. Alvin Harper benefited from everybody else on the team that was playing great, you know, between Michael Irvin and, of course, having Emmitt Smith and having Troy Aikman throwing to him. When he left the Cowboys to go to Tampa Bay and didn't have all of those resources around him, and he was elevated from a number two to a number one, he failed miserably. And Washington even picked him up and figured, we can go ahead and have him. He's definitely better than anybody we've got, and yada, yada, yada. And it didn't work out. So I understand that point of view. But understand, the Dallas Cowboys are one of the best teams at the draft. Talent-wise, you can say what you want about Catboy and not going after big-name free agents and stuff, but one thing you can always say is the Cowboys are pretty damn good when it comes to drafting players, especially with those number one picks. And for the Cowboys to take the draft capital and put that faith in Ceedee Lamb, they believe that he's truly number one. Nobody drafts a number two wide receiver in the first round. And ultimately, Ceedee Lamb has the opportunities now to be the number one. Well, the big knock on Ceedee Lamb right now is they point out that he's had 16 drops in his first 2 years. You don't like having drops, okay? Trust me. And for some reason, the Cowboys over the years have had more drop footballs than a lot of teams have. But I'm going to tell you, I believe that those numbers of drop passes are definitely going to reduce, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of it's going to be on Dak Prescott. And Dak Prescott and having that time to work with Ceedee Lamb. Let me take you back to the playoffs. Yeah, I know nobody wants to go back to the playoffs, but we got to go back there. Remember when Cedric Wilson, we had the deep pass to Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson turns to the inside. Dak throws the ball to the outside. He gets his hands on the catch and just can't bring it in. But see, the problem is that communication and putting the ball in the location where the player is more advantageous to catching. Every receiver is a little bit different. If you think about Terrence Williams was a body catcher. You know, he always caught the ball in his body, so you had to place it. You couldn't put it in the center of the pads because when it hit the pads, it would bounce out. So you end up getting a repertoire with receivers. You start learning where they like the ball. You know, some guys like to have it up high because they want to go up and get it, you know, things. Some guys like it a little bit to the right, some guys like it a little bit to the left. And this is where Dak and Ceedee Lamb ultimately, for the very first time in Ceedee Lamb's career, are able to work not just in the regular practice stuff, but working in the off season together. Because remember, Ceedee Lamb was drafted, and then the beginning of COVID happened. You know, when the Cowboys players were doing what they would normally do, go work out together and stuff, you'll remember that they were talking about, oh, the Cowboy players, you know, they're getting together during COVID, and they should be fine. I'm just getting a notification that the Cowboys Anthony Barr, they're getting outbidded by, of course, the Washington football team. Washington football team is definitely interested in him. The Cowboys have been playing a wait-and-see game with Anthony Barr and so on, and we know that Catboy's not going to spend any extra money for Anthony Barr. We just know that. call him whatever you want to. Stephen Jones will tell you the truth. He says they're not going to spend a whole bunch of money on free agents, and they won't, and they haven't. So at least he's not lying to you. You may not like it, but at least he's not lying. But back to Ceedee Lamb. They didn't really have opportunities to really get on the same page, to get those subtleties. And see, in football, here's a great thing for the Cowboys. My beautiful wife was reading a couple articles and stuff for me while we were driving down the road, and it made me remember how young this team is. Yeah, we think about Tyron Smith being old and over the hill, and of course we're told in running back years, which are like dog years, that Zeke Elliott is past his prime. But when you think about this, after you get past Tyron Smith, who is the father statesman of the team, the next oldest guys are DeMarcus Lawrence and Zach Martin. Which really, Zach Martin, you got to look and say, he's in his prime right now. DeMarcus Lawrence, you might say that the best years of his career may be behind him. He's had that injury history. But when you go on from there, when you start thinking about guys like Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis as old guys on the roster, this is a really young team, and this makes this future bright for the Cowboys. But anyway, back to Ceedee Lamb. This is only his third season. And so, as Dak and him this year, because last year the problem was Dak was recovering from the ankle injury. Dak was rehabbing. Dak was unable to start throwing until training camp, and then we had he ended up having the dead arm because he was trying to get up to speed so quickly. And then for weeks on end during training camp, he was not able to throw. So you have not had time to really practice together. Yeah, we're talking about practice, not the games, not the games that we love. We sit here talking about practice that Dak and Ceedee Lamb did not have together. Well, we've had it this offseason. This offseason, Dak Prescott has been able to do all the throws, do all of the work, along with Ceedee Lamb. And I'm betting that the ball placement and figuring out where the sweet spot for Ceedee Lamb is going to be and needs to be will be there. Just will be. And that's why I believe that some of these drops that we've had will be reduced. I'm not going to say they're going to be all eliminated, but there's a lot of receivers out there that have been great that have had a lot of drop passes. I mean, you can look at Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant had a lot of drop passes. T.O. had a lot of drop passes. And I think that last I checked, those guys were pretty good wide receivers. And I think you're going to see a great season with Ceedee Lamb now that he's getting out of the shadows of Amari Cooper. All right, good people, I hope you're having a great day. I'm well over halfway to where I'm going. The sun is shining, the price of gas has gone down, and I got a beautiful, sexy lady right here beside me. Oh.
Really?
What? You are beautiful and sexy. She's beautiful and she's sexy. I didn't lie. I didn't lie. All right, peace.